for joining us tonight. My name is Dawn LeBeau, and I'm a program officer with Maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi. We are a native CDFI located on the Cheyenne River Lakota Nation in Eagle Butte, South Dakota. Our mission is to transform native food economies by delivering creative capital, leading paradigm changes, and enhancing producer prosperity across Indian country. Maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi is the Lakota word for working together in a cooperative effort, and this is reflected in our name and in our lending philosophy. CDFIs are like banks in the sense that we provide loans. However, you cannot deposit money. So we're a little bit different than a bank because we also provide technical assistance with our loans. And this technical assistance comes in the form of business and goal planning, succession planning, any type of financial literacy training, marketing assistance, and things of that nature. So while there's laws that we have to follow, we are unregulated, and this is what allows us to be flexible and innovative with our products. Since inception of Maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi in 2019, we have reached 28 tribal nations. We have committed loan capital of $2.2 million, and we have closed 334 loans. And these are a few of our products and services here. We offer a variety of loan products and services that are all designed to increase the agriculture economy in Indian country. Our financial and technical assistance products and services are continuously evolving to meet the needs of our producers. So we offer a youth loan, a general loan, an operating loan and line of credit, land mortgage and down payment assistance, business and goal planning, succession planning, marketing assistance, financial literacy, and youth programming, as well as a variety of other programming as well. And we'll go through a couple of those things at the end of the presentation here. But to be eligible for our products and services, you must be involved in the native agriculture field. So anything on the food chain from initial production to retail, and eligible activities included in that are farming, ranching, fishing, timber, retail, trucking. If you don't see it on this list, you're welcome to reach out to us and have a conversation. So that's a list of our products and services. And tonight we will be talking about our Native Ag business contest. So we'll go ahead and move into that portion. So I'll be going over the details of the business plan contest, and then we'll be walking through our business plan template so that folks that are participating will know what our scoring system is going to look like and exactly what they need to do. So we have named this youth business plan contest Maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi, which is the Lakota word for agriculture. Our contest aims to help students who are interested in the native agriculture industry to help develop a business plan around agriculture. In our contest here, we'll also be offering technical assistance, which basically means that we will help you in a one-on-one session to build out your business plan. If you have any questions, or if you come across a portion that you're not so sure of, we want to be there to support you and help you as you develop it. But today you're welcome to ask any questions that you might have. You can use the chat, you can raise your hand, and I'll allow you to unmute. So don't feel like you need to wait until the end of the presentation here to ask questions. Please go ahead and put your questions in either the Q&A box or the chat box, and I'll do my best to monitor both of those sections during the presentation. All right, so for our Native Ag Business Plan Contest, we have some eligibility criteria here. One, you must be a Native American citizen in the United States. You must be in the age range of 16 to 18 years old. And your business plan, it must be uplifting the native agriculture industry. Agribusiness can be anything within the agriculture field. So, for example, it could be a cattle ranch, a buffalo ranch, fisheries, value added types of businesses, meat processing center, beekeeping garden, or anything in the agriculture business industry. So if you have questions about how yours would fit into the categories, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to go over a list of businesses. It's so broad. So that's a few of the eligibility guidelines. As far as submitting for the contest, this is a two-part contest. Part one is your written agriculture business plan. And we do provide that template, and we will be going over that this evening. And then part two of it is going to be a 1 to 5 minute verbal business plan pitch video recording. So you're basically going to have your paper document that you'll be able to upload onto our website, and then a short video of you talking about your business and talking about your business plan. And we'll go through the scoring sheet of both of these as well. And I'll get you the links to all of these throughout the presentation. So this contest is ideal for anybody who has a passion for the native agriculture food industry. If you have an idea or a current native agriculture business idea already in the making in your community, or if you're eager to learn more about refining and building your current business plan, and if you have the ability to clearly communicate your business idea to our native ag industry leaders and those who will be looking at the business plan. Also, if you're just interested in developing one, we have youth interns in our programming every summer that are introduced to native agriculture, and they have an idea and they've built out business plans through our youth summer internships. So it's ideal for anybody who is like invested in seeing the food industry in our native communities grow as well. So we will be offering awards for the 3 top business plans that we receive. 3 winners are going to be selected by our panel of judges, and these judges are folks that work in the native agriculture industry. We have some native ag loan officers, some folks that work at native agriculture organizations, and they will be scoring the business plans. So we have 3 awards. First place is going to win $1,500. Second place is going to win $1,000, and third place is $500. All right. So we have created a business plan template that we would like for folks to follow. You can scan the QR code here for the business plan template. That's going to take you to our website. And I'll also place in the chat here the link of the business plan. So let me go ahead and grab that. Everything that we go over this evening is on our website on the landing page of the Native Youth Ag Business Plan Competition. All right, so just putting that in the chat. Okay, that's the link to the template. And we would also like for folks to see how your business plan is going to be scored too. So I'm gonna ask you to either screenshot that QR code on the screen here, but I also placed the link in the chat. That way, while you're developing it, you know exactly what the panel is going to be looking for. Okay, so both of those links are in the chat. So those are two of the resources that will guide you through submitting your Native Ag business plan. Okay, moving along here. Okay, at the beginning of the presentation, I talked about technical assistance. It's what we offer here at Maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi to any incoming clients or current clients. So you get the option to utilize that support from us here at Maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi. So if you need any type of feedback on certain sections of your business plan, we are here to support you with that and give you the feedback that you need. Or even on the recorded portion of your business plan, your pitch. This code on the screen here is my Calendly link, where you'll be able to schedule time between now and the end of April to do a check-in about your business plan. But I will also, once again, put the link to schedule with me in the chat. Let me make sure I get the right link in here. But again, you're welcome to scan that QR code. QR codes are everywhere throughout this presentation today. And I will say that it's really nice to always have that extra set of eyes and support when you're developing these different things here. Okay, for some reason, it looks like my link is not working here. I just got to go grab it. Give me 1 second, folks. When you're looking for something, that's when it takes forever to find it, right? Okay, there it is in the chat. The link to schedule time for technical support runs from now throughout the end of April. Or even if you have a question that you don't technically want to jump on a call for or go through everything, my email is also on the screen here. It's just dawn@maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi.org, and my office hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Time. You're welcome to just send me an email and we can correspond back and forth if that's what you would prefer. So go ahead and take note of that if you would. Okay, so where do you go to apply? Well, you can apply on our website, and I'm going to put the link in the chat. But once again, there's that QR code on the screen that you can scan, and it will take you to our website. So when is the applications due or the submissions due? They're due on April 30th by 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. You have to have both of your documents, part 1 and part 2, the written and the recording, uploaded to our website. If you go to our website, you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom of that link that I sent, and there's a tab in there that says upload here. There's going to be instructions. You're going to enter your name and your details. And there's 2 different links on there that's going to guide you to upload your files and your recording. The other thing that you're going to need that I didn't put on the screen here is just proof of tribal citizenship. You'll see that link on the application as well. So keep that in mind. And just to be safe, I'll put that in the chat. It takes you directly to the the application link. The code on the screen takes you to our website. Okay, so if there's any questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat. I'd be happy to answer. I hope everybody's seeing the links that I'm sharing out. But those are the basic pieces of applying for the Youth Business Plan competition. So I'm just going to scroll back on the screen here if I can and do a quick overview. Okay, so eligibility, we went over that. What you need to submit, the 2 parts, who it's ideally for, the cash awards that the 3 top winners will receive, the business template and the scoring sheet, technical support office hours here, and where you apply. All right, so those are all the details. We're going to go ahead and go into the next part. We're going to walk through our business plan template. And there's at least 7 different sections here. So if you'd like to take notes, you're welcome to, but this will also be recorded. It's and placed on our website, so you can always reflect back to it when you have time. Okay, so the first part of our business template is the executive summary. In your executive summary, this is where you're going to list the basics of your business. You want to keep this part very simple because you're going to be able to elaborate on this part throughout your business plan. So in your executive summary, you're going to list the following. So you're going to list your objective. What is your goals? Why are you wanting to create this business? You're going to put like 2 or 3 sentences about that. You're going to talk about your products and your services as well. What problem are you trying to solve for your customers? And how do your products and services help to solve this? So you're going to talk about that. Who are your target market community or customers? You're going to talk about your marketing plan and kind of highlight where your marketing strategy is going to be. So how are you going to market your products? Are you going to have a pop-up shop? Are you going to have a store? Are you going to have an online space? You're wanting to give a brief overview of what your marketing plan is going to look like. I'm just going to really quickly check the questions because I always forget about that. Okay. Competitive approach. So you're going to want to know what your current market looks like for the product that you want to develop or the business that you want to develop. What does it look like in your area, across the nation, and who also is doing the business that you're doing? So you know what the market looks like. So you're going to talk about your competitive approach in that portion. And then you're going to move on to finances and budget allocation. So how do you plan on financing your business? And what does your budget look like? You're just going to do a quick overview of those 2 things in this portion. And then you're going to want to talk about plans for operating your business. Do you plan on hiring employees? Where are you located? What equipment are you going to require for this business? You're going to put a nice overview of those pieces on there as well. And then you're going to talk about your key performance indicators. How are you going to measure the success of your business? Is it in sales? Is it in community members served? Think about those things. And also the performance of your business too. So that's your executive summary, and this is all listed in that template. So that's the first piece. Okay, I don't see any questions in the chat. I'm really trying to be mindful of that because I usually sometimes forget. Okay, the second portion of your business plan is going to be your company description. So this is where you're going to do an overview of your business in 2 to 3 sentences, and then elaborate a little bit more in these bulleted sections. So you're going to want to list how you started, what type of business you have, and what type of business it is. So there's different types of structures. There's sole proprietorship, LLC, a C Corp or S Corp. And if you scan the code here on the screen, that will take you to the SBA.org website, and it'll explain to you those business structures and help you to figure out which one would be best for what you're trying to do. Okay, you're going to talk about your mission statement. So in 1 or 2 sentences, you're going to create a tagline. So a lot of businesses have like a 1-sentence tagline. And if you look at big businesses, you can probably think of their tagline right off the bat. If it's a like a big company, like a shoe company or something, right? You know what their tagline is. So something catchy that relates to your target audience in native agriculture. That's what your mission statement would be. I read our mission statement and are at the beginning of our presentation here. So you want to focus on what your business does and what makes it unique in your mission statement. Okay. Then you're going to move on to your vision statement. This is just 1 or 2 sentences for the goals of your business. And it also talks about the long-term vision of your business. Like, we're all working in all of our organizations and businesses so day to day, but we have a long-term goal that we're working towards in our businesses. There is an objective and there are goals that we want to reach within that. So that's the vision statement. You're going to want to talk about your products, services, and your pricing. So you're going to give an overview of your products and what makes them unique. Every different product and business has something unique about them. Maybe your products are locally harvested, locally made. You only use a certain type of product to create what you're making. All sorts of unique things that you can put into that portion. Talk about pricing in there as well. And that's where you look up your marketing stuff too, because you want to see what others are doing. And as I go through this, you'll see how everything is related to the other thing and how you'll find one thing while you're looking for another thing. Okay, so market analysis and plan. So what market are you targeting and your plan to reach those sales? So what is your marketing plan? How are you going to reach people? How are you going to sell your products? And I want to talk about that. Talked about this a little bit in the first slide, but your competitive analysis. Who are your competitors and how are you different? You're going to want to talk about that. Sales and distribution, you'll want to do just a marketing overview. So how are you going to do your distribution internally and externally? You have to have a plan for that. Okay, so that's the company description. The next section of the business plan is organization and management. And this is going to talk about your internal staff structure. So you're going to want to list your existing team and what their roles are and do a little description of what they do. Then you'll move into your marketing process. This is a detailed portion where you talk about who your market is and how you're going to market. You're going to go into as much detail as you can here. Create a plan. Location, list where you're located. And if you plan on having multiple locations, list those out. You know, some people have an in-person store and some people have an online store too. You're going to want to talk about those. Okay, the next one up is quality control. Here you want to talk about the processes and details of how your product is created. Every organization or business has a list of how things are done. And the reason their products and services are of quality is because they've created a quality control process book that they all try to follow. And this can be amended throughout the business, right? But you have one of those created, you'll be able to meet consistent quality and standards for your business. Okay, the next thing on here is inventory. You're going to want to list all of the materials that you use, where you store it, how you store it or care for it, and any other details that need to be listed. This is going to be very helpful when you go back to order things. This is going to help you with vendors and understanding who they are and your relationships with them. And that's the next thing on the list here is you want to list your vendors or suppliers that you will work with. So list their names, their contact information. You can start a little spreadsheet in Excel for this type of information. So you can be as detailed as you want to be with this, or you can keep it as simple as you would like it to be. You'll also want to put in here any contracts that you have with your vendors or suppliers. And any type of payment terms will be within those contracts. You might not have this information, but at least if you know that these are the things that you are going to get from a vendor, maybe you just do a nice example for this part. You're also going to want to write in that vendors and supplies, like what types of services are you receiving from them. All right, so that's organization and management. Okay, the next section of the business plan is operational documents. So we understand and recognize that young entrepreneurs may not have all or any of these documents right now, but you will as you develop your business or your project. And having an understanding that you need these eventually to start your business is really important. So we're going to go ahead and go through all of these, but keep that in mind that you may not have all or any of these. And it's just good to understand what they are and why you need them. Okay, so permits and licenses. So this could be sales tax permits, business licenses. Every state, every tribe, maybe counties have different licenses for different types of things that you're doing in your businesses. So depending on what your business is, you're going to want to look up what types of permits or licenses that you're going to need for that specific business. Okay, the next thing on our list here is articles of incorporation. So articles of incorporation refers to like the highest governing document in a corporation. Sometimes it's known as like a corporate charter. This generally includes like the purpose of your corporation, the type of corporation it is, and the processes of like electing board officers that sit on your committees or your board of directors. And you may not have this again, but it's good to maybe you include an example of what you want it to look like. And those examples can be found online too. Okay, the next thing on our list is bylaws. So bylaws refer to like the regulations and the rules established by your company for internal management. And these can, an example of this can also be found online. So you're going to want to have a copy of that. The link that I had shared previously in the slide about the structures, like the sole proprietorships and the LLCs, that is a link to the SBA. They have tons of good information on their website for things like bylaws too. Okay, the next thing on our list is any state or tribal or city permits. So permits and licenses, we put them at the top too, but we also made a section for them here as well because permits and licenses are like standard terms we use in our daily lives, but we still can get confused between both of them. So even though licenses and permits look like they have the same meaning, they can differ a lot depending on what type of business you have or where you're located. So that's why we put it on here twice. We made it, the fourth one is very specific to any state or tribal or city permits. Okay, the next thing on our list here is your EIN number. So an EIN number, sorry, I need a drink of water, stands for Employer Identification Number, and it's a 9-digit number that's assigned by the IRS. You, in your submissions, will most likely not have this, but we do want you to visit the website and get familiar with the type of business you'll create and just kind of go through the process of like, how do you apply for this and what does it take as far as time and commitment to it? This number is used to identify your tax accounts for employers and others that you're doing business with. So the IRS uses this number to identify taxpayers who are required to file various business tax returns. So definitely check that out and create just a step-by-step of this is what I would do to apply for an EIN number. Okay. The next on our list is leases. So these can be land, building, or other types of leases. A lease basically is a contract by your company, and it conveys any particulars about land, property, services. And this could be tribal, it could be state, it could be with the city for different things. So you're going to want to list any of those that you might need for your particular business. Okay, list of assets. You're going to want to have copies of anything that you own. So this could be equipment, vehicles, any products. Maybe you have, maybe you're doing a farmer's market and you have specific equipment for that. You're going to list all of that in there. Okay, contracts. We talked about this earlier. You're going to want to put any contracts that you have with any vendors that you might work with. Maybe you are running the farmer's market, and so you have 5 or 6 different vendors setting up at your farmer's market. You have a small contract with them, right? For the space that they set their booth up at. You're going to want to have a list of those and a copy of the contracts. So maybe you just do up a sample for this portion. Okay. Property documents. So any type of like blueprints or just documents showing that you are renting that property or you are mortgaging that property, or any blueprints that you may have, anything important for property. All right, labor trade agreement. So this is basically a contract. I don't think this will be applicable, but if you look this up and just write down what you learned about it, I think that would suffice. So this is a contract by which one party conveys what services that you're working with. So it could be for a specific amount of time and for very specific services. And if you'd like to see the one that we have here at Maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi, I would be more than happy to show you an example of that if you email me. Okay, the next on our list is proof of insurances. So this could be crop insurance, building insurance, vehicle insurance, equipment insurance. You want to attach all of those copies so that they're all in one place with your business plan, or list them. Okay, the last one that we have on here is tribal citizenship documents. So you would just do a copy of that as well. Okay, so that's operational documents for everybody. And like I named at the beginning of this, we understand that as a young entrepreneur, you might not have all of these. So just do your best to write something up of what you understand or do some examples, and let me know if you have any questions about this specific part. All right, so let's move into the financial plan. And we, again, understand that when you're starting up, you might not have all or any of these documents. However, you will need these in a business plan if you do go and get a loan or a grant or any type of funding. So a financial plan is basically an in-depth listing of your financial elements and documents. And we won't spend a lot of time on this piece, but I will explain them as we look at this section here. Okay, so we have 3-year cash flow projections with explanations. So here at Maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi, we do have these on our website where you can check them out, and you could actually create these things with a budget and see what you are doing with your business and then create them from there. So let me put a link in the chat where you can go onto our website here at Maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi and look at an actual balance sheet that producers actually use. So let me get there. And for anybody that's not writing these down or saving them, don't worry, I will email them out to everybody. Okay, I gotta find my chat here. Okay, so that's a link that has a 3-year cash flow sheet that producers can use, actually do use. Let me get back to the right screen here. Okay, I believe it's like on the 3rd row down on our website. So take a moment to check that out. You can actually plug some numbers in there and download that and utilize it in your business plan if you want to get very in-depth. Okay, the next thing on here is a balance sheet. We also have an example of that on our website that you can utilize. The balance sheet shows what your business owns, what your revenue is, and what your expenses are. And then we have on here your profit and loss projection. So this is going to be your revenue minus cost of goods sold, and it's showing your gross profit. We also have that on our website. Let me just triple check. I stand corrected. It is not on there. But we can get that to you. We can get a template to you if you would like one. Okay, so the next thing on here is your sales plan. So this is going to be a financial breakdown of what your sales goals are and how you plan to reach them. So for example, let's say you want to sell $1,000 worth of farmers market items, or you want to, I'm trying to think of a good example, do ag marketing services and get so many contracts for the month or the year. So you're going to create that sales plan and put those goals and those numbers into that and talk about how you plan on reaching that. So you're going to say something like, I'm going to set up at 5 different farmers markets. I'm going to make sure that I water my garden thoroughly for the next few months so that I have a good crop when it's time to go to farmers market. So that's your sales plan. Okay, the next one on here is tax returns. We understand that as a beginning entrepreneur, you will not have these, but please get online and research a little bit about them. You can do that on the irs.gov and just understand what that looks like and do a little explanation of that. Okay, the next thing on here is quotes, receipts, and records. You're going to want to have copies of all of these things. Record keeping and keeping things organized in businesses is key. The last thing on here is loans. So if you have any loans with any banks, CDFIs, you want to put that information in here as well. All right, everybody, that is the financial plan section. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. I don't see any questions in the chat, which is fine. It must mean that I'm doing a fairly good job of explaining all the sections. Okay, so the next section is a SWOT analysis. So an SWOT analysis. So this basically is helping you to understand the framework for identifying and analyzing your business's strengths, weaknesses, any opportunities or threats, and we have them identified with examples here. So those things are what make up the SWOT acronym, and the primary goal of this tool is to increase your awareness of the factors that are going into making your business decisions or establishing your business strategy. So you're going to want to list, I've seen these where people have listed 3 to 5, but we put 4 on here. And some of the strengths could be things that your business is going to do well, qualities about your business that keep you separate from your competitors. And this is why you do the competitor portion that we talked about earlier. Also in the strengths, you're going to want to talk about the internal knowledge that you already have. Maybe you've been helping on your family's cattle ranch, and so you've grown up around it and you know all of the moving pieces, and you're carrying that knowledge already, and you know the market of your area. So that would be a strength as well. And then another one under strength is assets. Maybe you already have a few things to help your business thrive from the beginning. So you're going to write all of these things down and under strengths. The next one is you want to talk about any weaknesses that you may have. So things that your business lacks at this point, any resource limitations that you might have, any type of credit limitations that you may have, and these are just examples, right? So the other one listed on here is accounting knowledge. Maybe you are not so keen on understanding accounting. So you're going to want to write those down so that you can build off of them and understand those challenges or weaknesses. I would actually prefer to call them challenges, because once you write them down, you're going to go and find a solution, or you're going to go and find the people that you know that are skilled in these things so you can learn more. And we want to know these things before we start a business, right? Okay. So the next one in here is opportunities. So maybe your business is serving an underserved market, and there is nobody in your area that is starting a business like this. Maybe there's not a processing plant in your community. So you're going to write down things like that. It's an underserved market. There's no processing plant for beef or bison in the area, and it would be a great opportunity. So you're going to put that opportunity on number 1. Maybe you have few competitors in the area. You're going to talk about that in number 2. Another opportunity could be that there's a big need for your product. Maybe you did a survey, and a lot of folks in the community and rural area see a need for a processing plant. And I'm just naming processing plant as an example right now. There's tons of other things. Okay, maybe you are really good at social media, and it gives you an opportunity to create all types of different marketing materials for your business. So maybe you know how to do all that stuff, so you can do your own free media type of coverage or social media graphics and post. Okay, the fourth one on here is threats. You're going to want to talk about who your competitors are or folks that are doing the same thing in your community, and see how that lines up with what you're doing and how you can identify yourself as unique and different from the folks that are doing the same thing. And I typically don't like the word competitors, but that's what we're using in the SWOT analysis. So there's always ways that you can partner up with folks that are doing the same thing as you, right? And learn from them and not necessarily see them as a competitor, but folks that are also building the ag industry too. The other one that we put on here is equipment needs. Maybe you don't have equipment that you are required to have, so you're going to have to write all that down, write all the things that you need down. The third thing is maybe you don't have office space. And then we didn't put a fourth one on here, but I'm going to leave a number 4 open for folks to fill in a number 4 on different kinds of threats that you might have. And maybe that's an environmental thing. Maybe it's the weather, and maybe you're doing a haying business, and the climate just wasn't good for you that year. So you're going to write those down so you know what you're coming up against in your business, so you can prepare and have like a plan A, B, and C. Okay, so that is a SWOT analysis, everybody. Like I said, this talks about strengths, the things your business is going to do well, your weaknesses, things that your business or project lacks, opportunities. We want to see that there's room in the market for your product or your business, and then threats, anything threatening your product or business, and go from there. All right, the last portion of the business plan is going to be adding any supporting documents. So this could be anything that you may need to apply for any type of tribal, state, or federal programs, such as contracts, licenses, extra things that come about that don't necessarily fit above. It'd be contracts with government programs like the NRCS, the FSA, any tribal land programs or tribal food sovereignty programs. It can also include any certificates that you may have gotten. A lot of places have small business classes. Maybe you took their entrepreneur class and learned about business development in that. You can attach those things. Maybe you have something like a tribal monitor training certificate. You're going to want to attach that as well. And the other thing we put on here is like a list of any mentors or advisory folks. So anyone that you can rely on for questions about all of these different things. It's like your Rolodex for making sure that your business is successful. You're going to want to add that on as a supporting document as well. Okay, so that sums up all of the pieces for the business plan. So you have your executive summary, and this is going to be just the basics of your business. And then you have your company description, which includes all of those little pieces like your mission statement, your vision statement, your products and services. And then you have your organization and management, your operational documents, your financial plan, your SWOT analysis, and your supporting documents. Okay, and just in case you need a copy to that business plan template, again, it is here in the chat, a link. Mayla, Dawn, my students are asking, how big of an area does this cover nationwide and all tribes? It's nationwide, so as long as you are a Native American citizen and are in the United States, you are eligible. And I'll just go back to that screen of eligibility here. Way. Okay, so eligibility must be a Native American citizen in the US, must be in the age range of 16 to 18 years old, and the business plan must be uplifting the native agriculture industry. Okay, I hope that helped and answered the question. The other thing that I want to name is, I don't know if folks are familiar with the Native Agriculture Fund, but they did a document, and it was called, and maybe I should look it up really fast so I don't mess up the name, but it's like reclaiming, let me see here. I'm not going to say it out loud because I probably not get it right, and I want to. I thought it was such a great resource when I read through it. Okay, here it is. So the document that I'm mentioning from the Native Agriculture Fund is pulling up here, and it's called Reimagining Native Food Economies. So I'm going to put this link in the chat, because if you go into that document, it talks about the need of all the different moving pieces in Native agriculture. So they talk about processing, storage, logistics and distribution, and then some economic impacts. And this might spark some ideas of what type of businesses, native ag businesses, that you all would like to see in your communities. So they talk about like meat processing, fruits and vegetables, and specialty crops and grains, and packaging. There's a lot of moving pieces in native agriculture. So please check out that document. It will probably spark some ideas of a type of native ag business that you would think should exist in your community. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back here. So we went through eligibility, we went through the business plan section by section. The other part that I want to talk about is the scoring rubric. So how we plan on having this looked at is in the executive summary of your written document, because you're going to have two parts, right? In your written document, the executive summary, we simply want to see that you offered a clear overview of the key points of your business plan. And then in the company description, we want to see that the idea of your business is clearly conveyed for each of the following pieces, the ones that we went over in the presentation. And then for organization and management, just a clear plan of roles, a chart with the roles and the definition, and a listing of all of the different pieces in there, as clear as you can get it. And if you have questions in there, schedule a one-on-one with me. I'd be happy to visit with you and help you through those pieces. Operational document. So we would just ask that this be as complete as possible. And if the documents are not available, if you can write down a detailed plan to obtain them, or what you read about or understood in those different sections. And that would have been the different pieces of leases, contracts, things like that. The next part, the financial plan. So we do understand that you're going to have all of these, right? So if you have the following documents built into your business plan as best as you can, so the 3-year cash flow, the balance sheet, the profit and loss, and all the things that are listed in the document as thoroughly as possible. You won't have tax returns, but you might have some quotes that you've found and created. So please attach those and explain anything just as thorough as you can. And then for the SWOT analysis, we ask that you have at least 3 to 5 key SWOT analysis listed for each. You might not have 5, and that's okay. It's just based on your business and what type of business you're going to have. Maybe you have more, maybe you have less, and that's okay. But that's how that portion will be rated. And then supporting documents, we just ask that you have as many forms as possible, which included any of the things that we listed, or you have a plan on what you need to obtain and where to obtain them. So that's the scoring rubric definitions for part 1 of the written document. And the next one we'll go through is the video recording. Okay. So in your 1 to 5 minute video recording business plan pitch, in your opening, just please have a clear introduction of who you are, where you're from. And then in the introduction of your business, just have a clear summary of your overall business. And then in your problems and solutions, just talk about the problem that you're trying to address and the solutions that you are offering in your business plan. For target market and industry, just name who your target audience is, how you will market to that audience and to that community. For your sales plan, we just want to know the key points of the business plan, not too wordy, just something concise saying, this is how I plan to market my business. Some people might have a PowerPoint. It'll be a short one, but if you have that, then great. That is welcome too, but it is not required. Okay, as for the organization and management, please just talk about the roles, the charts and definition, and then talk about any partners or mentors that are helping you. For the financial and funding needed, you could just do a quick overview saying something. This is our funding source for now, and this is what we are expecting for in our first year of net income. And this is how we plan on growing. Please see my business plan for more information. Because we do understand that you might not have the financial part, but at least if you have a plan of how you are going to go about establishing those pieces. All right, and the last one is just overall presentation. So are you speaking clearly and confidently? Are you proud of what your plan is? Are you representing your business in a professional manner? And then is the audio and the clarity of your video submission clear and concise? Okay, everybody, I hope that covers all of those. I'll just check the Q&A. I don't see anything. Okay, so that's part 2 for scoring. And I did send everybody the documents so you can see these on the side in a PDF model. Once again, you can apply on our website by scanning this QR code or going to www.maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi.org. Everything is due by April 30th at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. All right. Well, thank you everybody for sitting through both pieces of the presentation today. There's just a few more things that I want to mention before we head out for the evening. We also have a scholarship opportunity here at Maļkhíčhaŋ that I need to name. Maļkhíčhaŋ is committed to supporting the next generation of Native agriculture stewards, and this is why we have created these different youth programming pieces. So we have coined this our Maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi scholarship. Maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi is a Lakota word for cultivation. This year we will be awarding 15 $2,000 scholarships to Native American high school seniors that will be going into the native agriculture industry. So you could be pursuing a degree in business, in agriculture marketing. This is also on our website as well. And I have a list of the different degrees that you could pursue on there. But if you can talk about what degree you're pursuing in your essay, because there is an essay portion to this, and say how you will be using your degree in the native ag industry, you are eligible for the scholarship. So this one is due same time as the Youth Business Plan, which is April 30th at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then notification of awards begin the early month of May. So I just wanted to name this so if people would apply. We are only doing 15 this year. And if you have any questions about this, please put them in the chat or reach out to me on the side, and I will put my email in the chat too, just so folks can connect with me. All right. So that's our scholarship that we have this year. We're in our third year of that scholarship. On top of all of the things that I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation and our business plan competition and our scholarship, we do provide more than just loans and direct technical support to our borrowers. We're always expanding our programming, and we have different types of webinars that we host so folks can build their knowledge to increase their understanding and grow their operations. We just posted a part 1 for cattle markets yesterday, and that recording is going to be live on our website. Then we have part 2 coming up here next month on March 26th from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. We are also hiring for a summer youth intern. This is either going to be here in our Eagle Butte office or has the option to be virtual. That career job listing is on our website. You can check that out as well. And then I did also share all of the different free financial planning information that we have on our website, like the cash flow sheets, the balance sheets. There's a different style of business plan on there too that you're welcome to check out. So I just wanted to share all of these different things. All right, and this is our contact information, our phone number and our fax number on there. You're welcome to follow us on all of our social media channels. We have LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. We have all of our webinar recordings on our YouTube, as well as other key video recordings for understanding financials. So to keep up with this, you're welcome to sign up for our newsletter. Please scan the QR code there on your screen or visit our website, and there is a link to sign up for our newsletter to see what type of programming we have coming up, or any type of information on what we are doing here at Maļkhíčhaŋyaŋpi. But with that said, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing all of the business plans come in at the end of April. And in the meantime, please visit our website to schedule any one-on-one technical assistance meetings with me. I'm more than happy to help you when you come up with questions around your business plan. And we will go from there. But thanks everybody for your time. This recording will be available on our website and on the landing page for the contest within a week here. But have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much.